Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, the mayor of Las Vegas, Carolyn Goodman, is here for the whole show on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Big oil makes big profits. To lower our costs, you gotta stand up to them, big time. Not Adam Laxalt. He's Big Oil's best buddy. As Attorney General, he tried to block a fraud investigation when Exxon got caught lying. Then, oil billionaires spent millions supporting Laxalt's campaign. No surprise from Adam Laxalt, who keeps making money from stock he owns in ExxonMobil and Chevron. He sells us out and cashes in. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Retail's impact on Nevada's economy? Enormous. 8,600 businesses, large and small, employing 145,000 workers. And last fiscal year, retail paid tax on nearly $60 billion in sales. We're the Retail Association of Nevada. We support retail, we help it grow, and we mean business.
RANNV.org. With Nevada's only transplant center and verified burn center, the science is here. With award-winning cardiologist and the state's only dedicated heart failure clinic, the talent is here. With Nevada's most advanced robotic surgery, the technology is here. And with the Silver State's only designated pediatric trauma center, hope is here. All because we are here. UMC.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers here at the Ahern Hotel in downtown Las Vegas.
Yes.
I am thrilled, as always, to welcome the mayor of Las Vegas, Carolyn Goodman. What a pleasure to have you back on the program.
Well, I'm thrilled, and I'm thrilled you're at the Ahern, and I'm thrilled you're in this city. So thank you for having me.
My absolute pleasure. And I shouldn't take any notice of two armed marshals behind you in case I ask the wrong question. Just kidding.
No, they're actually from Oscar to make sure I'm well taken care of.
Well, that's a good thing. All right, let's start out with probably the most exciting news out of Las Vegas for tourism, Formula One racing. I mean, this is bringing really high dollar amounts of people. So, there was a story in the Review Journal the other day. Somebody's paying $125,000 a night for a suite at the Palms.
Don't you wish you owned it?
Well, yes, yes.
Yeah, it's very exciting for the city, and I know those who are behind it came to us about 3 years ago for downtown, and I went around to our hotel owners and others saying, how about it, I'm going to have to close the streets down for probably, when you add it all up, close to a month, and they said no. And so my recommendation was, well, you best go out to the county, and certainly they have more avenues that could be used, but it would be a killer downtown to close up those streets. But it's so exciting. We love more sports coming here, and gosh, it's just a great place to be.
Well, now, as we sit here at the Ahern, there's conversation across the street of Phil Rovin's place, may be the location of the Oakland A's. He's apparently having lots of meetings with them.
Yes.
Have you heard anything? Can you share anything with us?
Well, the only thing to talk about is, yes, Dave Cavell and his team had come in to talk to the city to see what we had available and whether or not, what type of financial participation we could provide. And of course, with everything that we're doing downtown and the huge burst of enthusiasm and popularity for all the restaurants and the taverns and what's happened, because the Circa, the Plaza, El Cortez, all the hotels, restaurants, boutiques that are there, it was just sort of, well, here's what we have. We have Cashman, but you best look around town. I do think there is an interest in that wonderful piece, the old El Rancho property there, and of course that's across the street from the Ahern. So that really has some promise for them. What is good for them, though, is on this side of Sahara, which is city, then they have an opportunity to participate in our various tax benefits, which they won't have on the other side.
But it would be a huge for the city, just in terms of revenue for the hotels.
Yes.
I mean, that would just be amazing.
Yes, without question. I think we've really enjoyed, obviously, the Knights and the Raiders, and we see so many more teams coming in here, franchises, and of course, Oscar's heartbeat was always the NBA to try to get them to come here, and I think that's pretty close.
Really?
Especially, well, there's always so many people that want to buy a franchise now, big athletes that are in different leagues. But when you look at the success of our aces, that was wonderful. And I think having the WNBA here was obviously a precursor to try to show the NBA, yes, we can handle a franchise. Yeah.
Getting a sports franchise for downtown would be the capper for both you and Oscar, wouldn't it?
Well, in a way, because now I've come to see, after these 23 years of us so far, and I have 2 more.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. You know, I'm loving the growth in the medical district. I'm loving the heartbeat of downtown. And of course, it is the government center because, you know, we have the federal building, the state building, the county building, the city building, and so much of our government and business is in the heart of downtown, to say nothing of the cultural center, the Smith Center.
Symphony Park.
And Symphony Park. I mean, we're really, but this medical district is really having a significant pull to what a high-quality, world-class city can be. And so I'm not sure about Cashman, whether it should continue on with an athletic focus, or whether it should be a combination, or whether this really is a great site for a medical center.
Anybody knocking on the door?
Well, we do have several. We've got some interests in a variety of ways, but I know how important, beyond safety is always number one, the very second piece of a city and development and a great concept of world-class medical, the medical piece. And then, of course, the cultural and the educational, and we're always dealing with sustainability. But it's such an exciting time, and what we've done in the heart of downtown, of course, now is added this great hub for international technology. And so we're really seeing some huge changes, growth, but enthusiasm from around the world that's interested in the heart of the city.
Doesn't it amaze you that even with, you know, recession talk and what's happening with the economy and interest rates, that Las Vegas still continues to attract so much?
Isn't that fascinating?
Yes.
I mean, you wonder, as we keep going into dips and recessions and issues that really challenge us, that the interest is always there. It's almost like the problem doesn't exist. And so, you know, but there's a great enthusiasm in the heartbeat of the people who choose to live here and make it home. You're seeing more and more people coming in here because, like Texas and Florida, the tax base and the cost of living for us here. But it's fascinating to me because these are people, we are certainly eclectic. You know that we have more religions, more races, more languages, more nationalities here than any huge metropolitan area. But yet every one of these people wants to be part of having a piece of the input to make it great. And that amazes me and absolutely makes me, I hate sleeping. I mean, I definitely am a 5-hour sleeper. In fact, if I go to bed at 8:30, you know I'm up at least by 1:30 or 2:30. And it's just, I'm thinking about the next day. What's on the plate for tomorrow? It's so exciting still, even though it was exciting in 1964 when we moved here.
You know, it's funny. I had a friend who said that I dream at night all the time, because I don't want to waste any time.
And
So
that
it
is,
sounds like what you're doing.
yes.
You know, with Tony Hsieh's passing, we lost a lot of the newsworthiness of development, but it seems to me that development is still moving at a very strong clip in Las Vegas.
Tony was one of those rare spirits, such a gentle, selfless person, obviously very bright. Harvard doesn't take in those that aren't bright. And he really, when you look at what he did, he brought a will to create happiness, his book. But when I thought about his time with us, it was always inspirational, but not bricks and mortar. You can't point to a building and say, Tony built that. Tony inspired people to try different things, to do more things probably in technology, but certainly what a tragic loss. He just, last year or so was very difficult to watch, but what a beautiful man, and he certainly made an impact and brought attention to us, because he had worldwide coverage too.
Yes, to say the least. Let's take a break. We'll come back with much more with the Mayor of Las Vegas, Carolyn Goodman, after this time out.
Ahern Rentals began as Signal Gas Station on Las Vegas Boulevard. Founder John Ahern grew the business by offering rentals. His son Don built on John's legacy, growing Ahern Rentals into the largest independently owned American rental company, with 89 locations in 30 states. Don also brought his experience and vision to equipment manufacturing with Extreme Manufacturing and Snorkel. Today, Ahern Rentals continues to bring its family values to a new generation. Learn more at ahern.com.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com. I'm here at the Carson Valley Inn in Minden with Joey Whitaker. Entertainment here at the Carson Valley Inn is extraordinary.
Yeah, super proud of the TJ's Corral, our outdoor venue, about 1,500 seats. We've had first-class entertainment out there. We've had Merle Haggard, we've had Chris Young, we've had Lee Brice a couple times, we've had Pat Benatar, Joan Jett, who's in the Hall of Fame. We're real proud out there, and it's just a great time. Watch CarsonValleyInn.com and grab those tickets early. It's not a long way to get away to the Carson Valley Inn.
Pro Group Management specializes in providing industries with the necessary components to satisfy and exceed workers' comp requirements. Every business has unique needs and specific regulations. Pro Group Management stays ahead of the curve, providing up-to-date services to keep your industry in top form. Discover how we simplify your tasks, improve efficiency, and reduce expense to keep you moving in a positive direction. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers and continuing our conversation with the Mayor of Las Vegas, Carolyn Goodman. Your term ends in 2024.
Yes.
What else is there to do?
For me?
Yeah.
Oh my, I haven't even really given it a thought. I've loved this. Oscar loved it too when he was mayor. You know, it's going to be a quarter of a century of the two of us, and it's part of our DNA now. I think, I don't know. We have 4 wonderful children who all have chosen to return here to live here, and we have 6 grandchildren and tons of animals, and I have no idea. I just have lived my life sort of put one foot in front of the other and see what happens.
Okay, but I mean in the rest of your term.
What am I going to do in that part?
Yeah, in the sports. Yeah, because I don't see you slowing down at all.
No. There's so many issues, Sam. And first of all, I really thank you for having me, because I enjoy just talking to you, whether it's a recording or not. You're such a fair individual, and I love, because you know my council, I have 3 men and 3 women and 3 Democrats and 3 Republicans, and I am nonpartisan. And it's always nice to have, because I see value in both, and it's always nice to chat with you. But we have so much to do. I think those areas I spoke about with you on the first half, they all need concentration. We're doing some wonderful things in the heart of downtown on safety, along with the Metropolitan Police Department, but our marshals and the Fremont Street Experience Security. We're putting in some presence there in a facility which just makes the whole downtown area that much more secure. But we're always looking ways, how can we attract more wonderful people to work in law enforcement, whether it's down in detention or out in patrol, that's first. But then too, the intrigue of finding doctors and specialties to treat people who need it so they don't have to go to the airport and go somewhere else. Certainly with all the advantages Las Vegas offers, and the whole southern Nevada area in Nevada, this is just a nirvana of places to be.
And it's sad that, 20 plus years later, we're still talking about this, the need for doctors and medical care that is substantial by comparison with other places. Kenny Gwynn, got into a big controversy because he had to fly out of state. Let's take another break, and I got a couple of political questions for you. Well, you knew they were coming after this time out. Southwest Specialties has been making the homes and businesses of Nevada beautiful for more than 20 years. Their experienced designers and craftsmen create the walkways, backyards, water features, and a variety of outdoor cooking areas that add curb appeal and value to your investment. Call today or visit them at their website and see how they can make your outdoor spaces special. Southwest Specialties, creative, distinctive, beautiful.
Modern boutique Ahern Hotel and Events Center in Las Vegas. Host meetings and events on 2 floors. Stay in luxurious rooms and suites. Unlimited branding opportunities. Regional Italian cuisine by Chef Mark Segrisi. Flexible event spaces. Full buyout options. Visit ahernhotel.com today.
Everyone is talking about opioids, but they're not the only drugs that can be harmful if taken in large quantities or not as prescribed. You also need to be aware of side effects from anxiety drugs, muscle relaxants, sleep aids, and stimulants. Mixing prescription drugs with other drugs or alcohol can be dangerous. If you take an Ambien with a glass of wine, it may be enough to stop you from breathing. Prescribed drugs can be just as dangerous as illegal drugs. Take medications only as directed.
Hi, I'm Renee Summer, our digital news anchor here at 7 at 7. Watch our streaming nonstop newscast immediately with your mobile phone. 7 at 7 is the new way for you to get every bit of local news you need in just 7 minutes. Breaking news, local neighborhood news, weather, and sports are just a click away. Reporters bring you all of what's happening in the Valley. From Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, YouTube, and more. Get every bit of local news you need from the RJ and LVRJ.com.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with the mayor of Las Vegas, Carolyn Goodman. Got to ask you, and I know that there's probably a limit to what you can say, but about this Badlands situation and these lawsuits and the amount of money that the city is potentially liable for. Are we getting anywhere near an opportunity for a settlement?
I think this is unfortunately going to be going on for many, many more years. Unless, oh yeah. It was evident to me at one of the first hearings when I saw the split in the community in Ward 2, and the passion of the residents there, and then the passion of the developer, and having known people both sides. I think that Johan is probably one of the most talented individuals, art, everything. And the whole thing, you could see from the beginning, we were not going to be able to resolve anything, and it was going to end up in the courts. And so we have now, this started, I'm going to say, probably 4 or 5 years ago, and it's just beginning to get decisions which I'm sure will be appealed. And one day, is it going to go all the way to the Supreme Court of the United States, or is it going to stop in our Supreme Court. This is going to go on for a long time, well past my tenure.
Does the city then have to prepare for the potential for possibly bankruptcy if the end result is such a huge amount of hundreds of millions of dollars?
You know, it depends. I think the idea would be, the best would be to figure out a compromise somehow. But we're dealing with private property and private ownership. And so the city's involved, but it really is that same private confrontation. And so as the city's involved because of roads and everything else, the work on sewer, water rights, everything that's involved there, that's where it becomes so complicated that there's not an easy fix.
Let's change topics to the extraordinary incident between Victoria Seaman and Michelle Fiore, two of your council people, and the alleged fight that took place. The video is no longer here. What are your thoughts on what happened with the actual fight and what happened with the disappearance of the video because it was erased?
You know, it's very difficult because I think what I hear is one side that, much like everything in the political world today, everything has two sides, and they're very firm. And I have not seen the film.
You never saw it?
I never saw the film.
Were you aware of it?
Only after everything came to be. I didn't even know we had cameras in where they were and even where they still remain in City Hall, other than public areas. So I thought, then it dawned on me, well, do they have cameras in the restrooms? Why are the cameras, where are they? And did find out too that, yes, like most cameras in homes or in businesses, after a certain number of days, they're programmed just always to record over them. You couldn't afford possibly to keep all the recordings. So it's a matter of cost saving and everything else. So what occurred afterwards was finding out and hearing that there were films, there were, I think, in the areas of concern on this, there were two. One on the 7th floor and one behind the chambers. And so I never even knew, never saw them, had no idea until I went down to look for them. Where are they? So not seeing the film or anything, it's just everything at this point is hearsay from one side or another, and what's going to happen with it. I thought it was just sad.
Are you prepared to make endorsements in the treasurer's race, for example?
I don't make endorsements, only for the fact that I just never have. Actually, that's not quite true. I have endorsed two people. One was Joe Heck when he was running, I think for Congress again, because he came out when I first was running against 17 people. Right. And I was told afterwards by Congresswoman Titus, oh, you're not supposed to endorse people. But had I been able to, I would have endorsed you. And that was one. And then a gentleman who sits now as Ward 1 Councilman, Brian Knudsen, because I knew his passions and I endorsed him. But other than that, I don't endorse. This is a vote of the people. They need to be responsible for making those choices, and in my opinion, for making them for the good or for the bad side.
All right, so let me throw a question to you in a different way, which is, whoever wins the governor's race, would you be comfortable with either person?
Comfortable? You do what you have to do. I learned years ago when I was
Well, you know both of them very well.
Right. And I can work with anybody. I really know I can, and that's the way I've spent my life. I think there's good in everybody, so one may have certain qualities here. They're going to help the city and help the community, and others have other qualities. I can't say that I would agree with the decisions that have been made, because I can see further down the road, even way back at closing the city down, I could see way ahead what was going to be coming.
Let's go along with that theme a little bit. When we first met in 2005, our first interview together 17 years ago. You were running the Meadows School.
Yes.
And as you look at post-COVID, what do you think the kids lost by the schools being shut down? And
oh my gosh. I knew it when I asked the governor not to close them. And that was he had called a few of us in leadership positions before he was making the announcement to the public that he was closing the school system. And I said to him on that call, please don't do that. You can't imagine the far-reaching effects of this. And he said, if I wanted your opinion, I would have asked for it. And I thought, okay. So then it was closed down. Psychologically, the ability to talk to people, the whole social nuance, to say nothing of the enormity of loss of education. It was just so tragic to do that. And how do you bring them back? All of our kids were behind to begin with, our children in every grade level, and now they're another year and a half behind what they were before, which is why we're ranked now, I think we're as far down as 50. And it's just, and of course we have the enormity of the enrollment we deal with all the time. Plus we've lost another, I think, 10 or 15,000 who have moved away. And you can't develop economically, which I've been speaking to for 37 years, unless you have a high quality public school system. People are not going to move businesses here with employees who have children. And so it really needs, and people need to listen to the people who maybe have some knowledge because they've done it.
And that's where we have to leave it. It is always a joy to be with you. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks,
and I'm thrilled that I have at least another 2 years to keep talking to you.
Thank you,
and hopefully
Sam.
beyond.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
The 10th annual Nevada Newsmakers Goes to Washington is brought to you by the Regional Transportation Commission of Washoe County, your RTC, our community, Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you, University Medical Center of Southern Nevada, compassion, accountability, integrity, respect. The Nevada Mining Association, mining a better future for Nevada, and NV Energy. NV Energy proudly serves Nevada, providing electricity to 2.4 million electric customers.
Early in the morning or throughout the night, professional truck drivers are on the job, serving you, safely moving freight that's crucial to our economy. From the oldest industries to our newest innovators, from the exotic to the everyday, trucks are everywhere, moving everything. Never afraid to embrace a future that makes Nevada and our nation stronger. Trucking moves America forward.
What do you count on? You count on your power every day. At NV Energy, we've always powered what's important to you, but we're not looking at the past. We're focused on the future. While our standards are high, our rates will remain low. And our commitment to renewables isn't just meeting standards, but leading the way. Because you can count on more than just your power. You can count on the company who brings it to you. That's our promise. You can count on it.
Thanks for watching Nevada Newsmakers as we broadcast from the Ahern Hotel on Sahara Avenue in Las Vegas. We'll have more coming to you from Las Vegas in upcoming shows. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching.